Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? And today, you'd never guess it, we are back with another Vinted reselling video. I've done a lot of videos talking about how to get started Vinted reselling, but in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to scale a Vinted reselling business successfully up to your thousands of pounds per month, 10 grand mark. So I'd recommend this video for anyone who's just started out Vinted reselling, maybe someone who's been doing it for a couple of months. You're making a couple of £100 here and there, but you're not consistently making the money which you could be doing and utilizing the full potential of the business model. And trust me when I say that scaling a Vinted reselling business isn't that hard. I've been able to scale it up to that 5-figure a month mark while also doing a university degree. So if you've got any sort of free time in your life, then it's definitely possible. As I've said before, Vinted is absolutely massive right now. Everyone's using it. Everyone's trying to sell stuff on there. And if you want to start, now is the very, very best time. So the first thing I hear people talking about when it comes to not being able to scale is they don't have the time. For example, they don't have the time to be sitting there for hours and hours scrolling through Vinted. However, I've got a complete solution for this. If you think about the amount of time you're on your phone, on social media, on TikTok, on public transport, waiting for things, just general times that you could fit in your life that you'd normally just be scrolling on TikTok. If you change that into scrolling on Vinted, you're going to drastically increase the amount of items you're able to pick up. That's hours and hours every single day that you can just be scrolling on Vinted, and I guarantee that's more time than you're already doing. The more items you buy is basically the more profit you make, because the more stock you have, the more you sell, the more money you're able to bring in. So just by finding an extra hour or 2 hours a day to be solely scrolling on Vinted and looking for steals, then you're going to massively improve the amount of profit you're going to make. That brings us on to point number 2, which is use 2 separate bank cards. So Vinted does have some limits. If you've picked up a lot of items in a singular day before, then you'll know it'll come up with a notification saying problem verifying this bank account, or something like fraud concerns. I can't quite remember. It's basically just because you're buying too many things on Vinted in a particular day. However, as soon as that notification comes up, all you need to do is switch over to another bank account which is loaded with enough money to keep on buying. This is massively, massively helpful and means you can go from, say, getting 15 items a day to 30 items a day, which is going to double the amount of money you're able to make. Absolutely crazy and such an easy thing to do. If you are serious about getting started in the vintage reselling game, then I have a course which is the top link in the description and you can check it out. It's not just a course, it's a community. There's live calls, loads of discussions, my full 11-phase breakdown, which covers like 10 times the amount of content which I cover on YouTube. It's absolutely wild and it's guaranteed to make you thousands every month. I promise you guys. The top link in the description. Check it out. You won't regret it, I promise. The third thing I'm going to talk about is diversifying what you're picking up. Now, in previous videos, I've talked about niching down. You do want to niche down and make sure you become an expert in a particular field and focus on that, because you'll be able to make more money by just focusing on specific items. However, say you've mastered a niche. For example, you're on Patagonia jackets and you're picking up all the profitable Patagonia jackets in a singular day without any issues. Then you might want to add another niche. So I'd say stacking up niches is better than just going at random items. Complete one niche, max it out as much as you can, and then say onto Patagonia jackets, you add Rab jackets, and then you're focusing on those 2. And then you add on Arc'teryx, so then you're just focusing on those 3, but you're still becoming a master of each individual niche. This is massively helpful. Obviously, it's going to mean that you're picking up more items because there's going to be more items going up across the different categories. And it will also help with selling as well, because if you're selling a variety, then you're more likely to make more sales in a day and make more profit. The fourth thing that we're going to be talking about is having effective systems in place. You need effective storage systems, effective packaging systems, and this is all going to speed up the time that you're taking doing these simple processes, meaning you've got more time to expand the volume of your business. For example, if you're still repurposing old packaging bags, carrier bags with tape, stop it now. Buy proper packaging bags. It's going to halve the amount of time you're packing. If you've not got a label printer, buy one right now. Going to the shops and scanning the QR codes, absolute waste of time. Digital labels are a nightmare. Get yourself a label printer, print them off at home, go to the shop, drop them off, and you are done. If you're selling shoes and you've not got an effective racking system, get one. If you're selling clothes and you've not got a proper clothing rail or a steamer to steam the items and present them as nicely as possible, get them. Just get everything you need to have your processes dialed in and be able to run as smoothly as possible. This is going to save you so much time and mean that you can scale up way, way quicker. And the fifth and final thing I'm going to be talking about in terms of scaling up your Vinted reselling business is diversifying your sales platforms. For example, if you buy on Vinted and just sell back to Vinted, consider buying on Vinted and then listing to Depop, Vinted and eBay. Same photos, it's not going to take that long in terms of actual time input, but you're basically going to probably double the amount of sales you make just because you're going to have so many more eyes on the products you're trying to sell. Or if you're streaming, for example, how about you stream and then list some Vinted and Depop specific shoes, so you've got 2 sales platforms. This means you're just going to have extra revenue coming in every single month, and it's extremely easy to scale that way. Another side note is try and reinvest as much of your profits as possible. For example, instead of thinking, oh, I've made 50 quid, I'll take that out and spend it, just really invest in buying more and more stock until you're at a point where you've got enough money to be constantly buying stock and you're not spending it all each time, and then you can start taking some profits out of the business. But taking profits out early really is going to damage your ability to scale because you just don't have the money to buy enough stock to keep yourself going at that high sales rate. So if you found this video helpful, please do subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.